What is up, Podvengers? Welcome back to the Cinestro Core. It's your boy, Blacksby, aka Black in America, and get ready to soar to new heights as we give you our thoughts on Marvel's Captain America, Brave New World. Now playing in the theaters, aka Black in America. This is a cultural moment. We've been waiting for this. If you don't like it, shut up.
Cinestro Core, the cast. It's your weekly gold mine. Stay tuned in. Stay tuned in. They got it by your beats. Got those comic spins. I stay tuned in. Stay tuned.
I'm off the serum right now. I've been practicing this for the last 24 hours. Bro. I've been
He off that semen.
I'm off that serum. I'm off that super soldier serum. You know what I'm saying? We turned tough. Yes. Welcome back to the Cinestro Core game. We're so excited to talk about this film, the first Marvel film of the year. We're locked in. Do not listen to what the naysayers say. This is a good movie. Okay? The naysayers
More
can
like
kiss my black ass. Anyways, before we dive into the movie, we're going to continue our spotlight for Black History Month. Black History Month spotlight this week goes to none other than Anthony Mackie and Carl Lumbly. We got a dual Black History Month spotlight.
Carl,
the GOAT himself. You just watched this movie and you don't know who Carl Lumbly is, bro? Isaiah Bradley.
Oh
I don't know his fucking name, man.
Get him out of here.
Come on,
Get him out of here.
I didn't know his name either. I didn't know that was his name.
This is exactly why
We were talking about
Carl
Denzel
Lumbly
last
now.
episode. Come on.
Oh
This
God!
is exactly why I want to spotlight Carl Lumbly right now. He was the first black superhero on television. The first actor to play a black superhero on television. My GOAT. Big shout out to
That's
Carl
Garrett
Lumbly.
Morris.
Who do you play?
He was in Mantis. I'm gonna be real
Name
with
one
you.
more thing that I don't know, and I will go to war. I will. This is my line of the sand.
And you know who produced it? Sam Raimi.
Oh, what? Okay, I know that.
Sam Raimi created and produced it.
That's crazy.
So y'all gotta get on the wave like me. I've been known. He also played. I don't know how to say this shit. I was watching Supergirl and I seen him in there, but his name's Myrn Jones, one of the Martians. He also voiced John Jones in the DCAU. So big shout out Carl Lumbly. Put more respect on my GOAT, my OG, on the OG himself.
He's so
of
OG,
course,
Matt
he's
has to
been
look
in.
him up on Google.
I had to pull up the list. I had to pull up all the lists, bro.
All right.
So
just real quick.
He did a great. What?
I was just gonna say real quick. Carl Lumbly's kind of like how he started is pretty cool. He started his life, like his career, as a journalist in Minnesota, which is where he's from, Minneapolis. And then when he was on assignment doing a story for like workshop theater, and he was cast as an actor, and he kind of stayed with the improv company for a couple of years. Then he moved to San Francisco and started doing plays down there. And one of the plays was like the ad was saying seeking 2 black actors for South African political plays, and he got cast alongside Danny Glover. And so Danny Glover, and they toured productions of some plays, and then that's basically kind of got him enough clout and kind of recognition to kind of start working in TV, and that's kind of how his career took off. So I just thought it was really interesting, how his career started. It's not very traditional in any sense. He started as a journalist and then just kind of fell into acting, and so it's really cool considering he's a trailblazer.
I will also say, I think one of my favorite roles. I didn't even realize this until you had said it, Matt. But it clicked for me. This man has done a lot of DC, and he's been a lot of Martian Manhunter, and he's a really good Martian Manhunter, man. I can't even knock it,
Martian Manhunter.
He's also I forget the exact name of the character Dick Halloran. Dick Halloran in Dr. Sleep. And he's pretty good. For the limited amount of time he's in that movie, he is great.
The 4 people who've seen that movie are jumping for joy.
I recommend people see it. All right, it's a good.
All 4 of
It
us.
is a good movie.
All 4 of us.
Yeah, but it's Carl Lumbly is truly a generational black talent. I didn't know he started as a reporter, Luis. That's fascinating. That's
Historical. He's
amazing.
kind of one of the
That's how you
goats.
know. Let that be an inspiration to all the black men and women, and just think about that. You can start at any point. You can get to wherever the heights and dreams that you want to get to. Just because you're 40, 50, or whatever age you are, it doesn't matter. You can start now and realize your dreams and become something that you've been wanting to do for so long. Big ups, Carl Lumbly. I'm really excited to see him get his shine, especially in this capacity in the MCU, as Isaiah Bradley really highlights, respecting your ancestors, if you will, given the fact that Isaiah does look after Sam in like sort of fatherly mentorship.
And Sam after him,
Mm-hmm. And speaking of Sam, how can we not forget our GOAT himself, Anthony Dwayne Mackie, my GOAT.
Dwayne Mackie.
No,
I know it's his real name.
I know this shit, bro. That's my dog. Anthony Mackie, the first film I seen of him was 8 Mile. Clarence, my boy. Fast forward to 2014.
Papa Doc.
No, I said Clarence. Bro. Fast forward to 2014. Here comes this guy flying around with a wingsuit in a Captain America movie. I was like, oh shit, my bro back. And he's been in several other movies as well. Captain America, obviously, is his most recent role.
There's one film you're forgetting to mention, and it is my favorite Anthony Mackie film.
If you say Notorious, I swear to God.
First off, no, I didn't know he was in that until I Googled a clip that said "I am Tupac," and I was like, "No, the fuck, you're not."
Please,
I don't believe that for a
he literally
goddamn
did play.
second.
He said,
"No,
what's up, motherfucker? I'm Tupac."
Altered Carbon.
Altered Cabron.
The film. It sits at a 34% on Rotten Tomatoes, but it is the cult classic underrated gem from 2012, Abraham Lincoln Vampire Hunter. I fucking love that movie.
Film.
And Anthony Mackie is
it's a hard watch.
God,
recently.
Never seen it.
Because it's hard and you watch it.
I've watched it 5 different times, and almost every one's better than the last. I'm always drunk, but it's always a great time.
He said, so long as you're not really yourself and you can't really pay attention, the movie's really good.
I've seen it, look, I've seen it twice while sober, and both times I was like, this is good. Like the scene where they're doing, like, there's some genuinely competently good scenes, like where they're doing the that stampede chase where they're like weaving through all the fucking horses and shit. Think about that. Even Craven tried to rip that off and didn't do it right. But I will say that movie is so good, and Anthony Mackie is just really fun in it, because even though it's not a very good movie, Anthony is clearly having fun, bouncing off of Dominic Cooper and all of his energy, and just bringing a nice little grounded wholesomeness friendship between Abe and his character in the film. And I think it's nice. I think he's really good in that.
Cool,
Some other Anthony Mackie films to highlight outside of of course, the MCU. He's played Sam Wilson across multiple films: Captain America, Winter Soldier, Age of Ultron, Ant-Man, Civil War, etc., etc.
He's in The Hate You Give.
He's in The Hate You Give, 999. He's been, obviously, we mentioned 8 Mile. He's in Real Steel. Real ass movie.
Who the hell is he? Oh, right. He beats up the Quebec guy at the end.
Then Twisted Metal, the show.
Yeah. The show Twisted
Metal. Altered Carbon, Black Mirror. I mean,
Eagle-Eye,
he works. He
Altered
works.
Cabron,
He works.
$1 Million
Baby. So.
He's definitely an actor with just like I don't want to say transcends genres, but I feel like he's flexible enough to move.
Transcends is crazy. Flexible is also. Right. Let me be nice. Yeah. We're praising him. He went to Juilliard School of the Arts, and he graduated with people like Lee Pace. It was incredible. So, Anthony, I love that he works a lot and he's getting paid, and we love that. We love to see a black man be successful, especially in a medium that's so dominated by white mediocrity. It's nice to see black mediocrity stand out as well.
And black mediocrity. I think
black mediocrity is crazy as hell.
The way I see Anthony Mackie, just like I see him like he's kind of like the same guy in almost everything he's in.
No,
but like I see
this nigga not watching.
He's almost the same guy in everything he's in.
He's the same guy in everything he's in.
But I find him to be like a palatable version of The Rock. That's how I find him. I find him in a movie, and he's almost the same guy every time. But I like him.
Hold on. Don't disrespect Anthony.
I know Anthony Mackie literally went to Juilliard, and The Rock went to WWE.
I said palatable. I said a palatable version of The Rock, like one that I can.
Acting, bro.
I mean, in the sense of like he's the same
Do you know what
guy.
the
There's not a lot of variation between his. I mean, like, there's not a lot of variation between his characters, and he's basically the same dude.
No, he's not. The Rock is the same dude. Big, bald, swole Samoan motherfucker.
I want you to tell me the fundamental acting difference between who he is in Abraham Lincoln's Vampire Hunter.
I think this is a good. I think this is a good segue into our Captain America: Brave New World talk.
Actually,
right? Because I think we're so split, kind of not down the middle, but I think we're kind of split on how we feel about Anthony. We're split as a group about how we feel about Anthony Mackie. I think as a whole, and what his career has been, and what we've seen in him in regards to the MCU. But I will say this: I do think
he's not my Captain America.
I will say
during Black History Month.
I know what you are. I know
what you are.
It's like I know what you are. I will say that despite me being not his biggest fan or a biggest fan of his acting, I do think that this was his best performance in an MCU project for sure.
Mm-hmm.
I think I was really worried about him being the lead and having basically his own movie and, being like, damn, well, can he shoulder that responsibility? Can he carry a whole movie on his back? And I think he did a more than capable job. I think
Where was this effort during Altered Carbon Season 2?
or any other MCU project. But I do think, he had really big shoes to fill, obviously, with
Chris Evans
and Steve Rogers, Captain America, and I do think he lived up for it. I think he gives the new Captain America, Sam, a kind of a bit of a humanity and a kind of like this down to earthness, and it's kind of like everyman quality to him, like him saying, "Oh, why I should have taken the serum? I didn't take the serum. I'm just a guy." And I think that really works. I do think, like you said, it makes him incredibly palatable, and I think it makes him very believable as a superhero and as the new Captain America. So all bullshit aside, all joking aside, I do think that he did a pretty good job with what he was given all things considered, and I do think this was my favorite performance of his in an MCU project thus far, and it makes me excited for what he can do in the future with much more competent writers and a much more competent script.
Yeah, I think also this movie to me, like it's not something super crazy plot wise, there's he's doing Captain America things, and there's a government official, the president, who apparently has been doing some shady stuff behind the scenes, and there's a wider conspiracy that they uncovered throughout the film. Kind of has shades of Winter Soldier. I as I was noticing throughout the film, I was texting the group chat,
getting into a new world order.
Getting into 2024, if you don't mind me, yes.
And that's true. Project 2025, but it didn't feel like Marvel was really trying to push the envelope or break new ground. Like, this isn't your Guardians 3. This isn't like your Eternals. This isn't a real pivot from the status quo. This isn't something amazing. It's not shot crazily or anything. But it is, at the very least, what you would want from what Marvel's been putting out recently.
It's mid-tier Marvel. It's
mid-tier Marvel. It is inoffensively terrible. I think the majority of the hate, and I don't mean to play the Twitter card, but I feel like it had to have been racism. It had to. Because this is by far, I will tell all of our listeners and watchers right now, this is not the worst MCU film, because Thor: The Dark World still draws breath. There's Love and Thunder still.
All three Ant-Man movies still exist.
Mostly
fuck you, Peyton.
Bring back Sean.
My beef ain't done with you, Peyton. My beef ain't done.
there's so many more like far worse things, even TV wise. We've seen Secret Shit Invasion, and they want to say this is the worst thing Marvel has put out. By no means.
No.
Right now this movie is very neat because while it does have shades of Winter Soldier with like its action being very well shot, I mean even the CGI at some points with the action was very more than serviceable. It was very well choreographed. I felt like he was a normal guy and was working within the strength and limits of that. However, it does suspend disbelief at points.
Fights the Red Hulk.
Not only fights, like he catches a bar that the Red Hulk is swinging. Let's be realistic here.
There's a point there.
Shout out the strength of all black men everywhere.
This suit also, I didn't realize this until I was watching the movie, but I don't like the Falcon and the Winter Soldier suit compared to this one. I'm looking at it like even closer, and I'm like, this looks like a Halloween costume. It looks ill-fitting. It doesn't look like.
Let me tell you, AZ, thank you for saying that because
it looks gross, bro.
I wrote it down. I was not playing, bro.
Go.
I quote, it is very odd. Let's start at the top. Get rid of the nanotechnology suit shit. Start with that.
Yes,
we need to go back to practical suits. I'm sick of it. We need to get rid of the practical suits, my nigga. Or we need to go back to the practical suits. My fault. The reverse action. We need to go back. This serum hitting me right now. We need to go back to the practical suits. We need to. Do you know how crazy it was in 2008 to see Iron Man and like think that shit could be real? Turns out it's not real. But you know what? They did it so well. We need to be able to see and feel. How can Joaquin have a physical practical
helmet?
Suit, a helmet stick on and off. Meanwhile, Sam got this nanotech shit. I get it. It's from Wakanda, blah, blah, blah. Even that's another story. Black Panther suit should not have been that nanotech shit. What are you doing? What the fuck are you? Anyways, next topic. Next
cheaper.
Question. It's very obvious that the suits are the whole vest thing that need to be better designed. It looks like a cheap ass costume, bro.
It really does. The costumes
that we got back in 2014, 2008 to like 19? No, 20. Let's cut it off at like 2015, 16, around there. Because that's when you can tell they started doing that 3-piece shit. It's a sleeveless little like Under Armour shit. And then you have the you know what I mean? The costume just looks really cheaply made. No, bro. No. Design that shit more gooder, please. I'm begging you.
You know what his costume reminds me of, Matt? You know what I'm thinking about? The white version of it. It reminds me of Captain America's suit that he had in the 2012 Avengers, where you're like, it's not bad, but I don't like looking at it for too long.
Yes,
that's how I feel about Sam's first suit. I'm like, it's not bad, but I don't want to stare at it too long because then I'm just like, why does it fit?
The second one is definitely an upgrade, and I get what they were going for. They're going for that stealth suit look, but they should have done more of the muted colors, like a darker, just go stick with straight up navy,
like the chainmail Steve look from Endgame kind of thing,
sort of. And then also like the sleeves. I hate that whole 3/4 sleeve shit that they keep doing for Sam, bro.
Yeah, it's not
good. Either give him the full sleeves or give him some type of sleeveless shit.
Yeah, they got his ass in a fucking baseball tee fighting.
I know. This nigga wears a raglan shirt, 3/4 zip ass shirt.
I like it.
No.
I also it's not the best.
Overruled. It's Black History Month.
I think like design wise,
yes,
the only I like Joaquin's suit. I
thought his suit was great.
I have no notes, especially because in the comic he's actually
like
a bird man.
The only note I have is he needs more shirtless scenes.
Yeah,
he got ripped. He got ripped for no reason.
Yeah, you can't see it.
Oh no, it's for no reason. It's not for no reason. I've seen the Instagram.
It was for that Joaquin movie.
I know it's behind there. Oh yeah. I think like design wise, pretty much everybody looks pretty good. It's almost good to know that Marvel still has the Hulk asset in their Blender files. It's really cool to know. I mean, what do you want, bro? Red Hulk's in this like 5 minutes.
Let me see.
They shouldn't have. They shouldn't.
So with Red Hulk was. Don't get me wrong. It was cool. It was exciting to see Red Hulk on screen. However, this should not have been a Hulk film. It felt like it was a Hulk film. Given all the references to 2008 Incredible Hulk, obviously, rest in peace, William Hurt. He passed away in 2020, right? 2020, around there. So they had to recast. They recast with Harrison Ford. They did a good job of connecting everything. Oh, sir, I like the new look because he doesn't have the mustache. Obviously, that's a nod to how they recast Rhodey and recast whoever the hell else. And they're just like, oh, you look different. They try and play at it. You know how Marvel does. He shaved the mustache, blah, blah, blah. Also, the Mr. Blue point. That Mr. Blue song. Mr. Blue was the code name to Samuel Stearns had when he's communicating with Bruce Banner. In 2008,
I literally
did not clock that.
I whispered that to my girlfriend when I first watched
Niggas was
it.
not noticing,
and
like
she was
me.
like, I don't care. Watch the movie.
I turned
my bad, babe.
Bro,
you're right.
Gerardo,
I shouldn't have said nothing.
Gerardo and me had the same experience. I turned to my girlfriend and I said, bro, this is from 2008 Hulk. And she just kind of looked at me like, what do you mean? Okay. I was like, no, you know what?
She's like, the movie's on. Shut the fuck up.
I'm silent. I'm watching. So, but it's great that they pulled from all this, making the greater MCU all connected. That's fantastic.
I think you're bringing up a good point, and I think that's where you can see the cracks in the script, and it's like really, really apparent at times that this is 4 different fucking ideas
versions
that they cobbled together.
You know what's one of the most
it had
go ahead, Luis.
It had like 20 different writers. I mean, here are the 4 that are credited. Right, Rob Edwards. Then we have Malcolm Spellman, Dalen Mousson, and then the director Julius Ona. Rob Edwards has written things like Treasure Planet, The Princess and the Frog. Okay, fine, sure, okay. Malcolm Spellman has written things like The Falcon and the Winter Soldier. He's produced Empire and he produced Bel Air, the reboot. And then a guy, Dalen Mousson, has mostly just worked as writers on The Falcon and the Winter Soldier and some other stuff. So nothing major. And so, and the director Julius Ona is basically his first big movie. He directed The Cloverfield Paradox, which came out in 2018, and is probably one of the worst Cloverfield movies. They stopped that whole universe because of how bad that movie was.
Yeah, she was ass.
It was dog shit. It was a horrendous movie, and then he makes this. So it's like. So it does seem chopped up to bits. It does seem rewritten. It does seem like it's all over the place. But I think that despite that, I think this is the best version of that we could have possibly gotten. Because this could have been so much worse. And the fact that it's not as bad as it could be or it should have been, and the fact that it was as kind of just middle of the pack MCU and just kind of as decent and kind of whatever as it turned out, I think is a big, big win. Because like we were saying with like David had said in the group chat, if this is the worst Marvel movie we get this year, then we're in for a banger year. Marvel's in for a banger year. Because if this movie that was shot 4 times, rewritten over and over and over again, reshot 4 times over and over again, and this is the worst thing we get, I'm hyped for Thunderbolt and Fantastic Four.
Also, it was shot this many times and it's still competent. I think it could. Yeah, we could be worse.
It really. I think you can really start to feel a little bit more of the cracks as it introduces, like, not just new. It's not really the characters that it's introduced to that make it feel as disconnected. I think it's more so locations, and the most like disjointed location for me kind of somewhat felt like the Celestial Islands, solely because I understand that it's used for the large set piece with the initial dogfight between the Japanese and American planes, because the leader's trying to essentially manipulate both countries into a war, and they're trying to mine adamantium about the Celestial thing. And the reason why that felt disjointed is twofold. For one, because the Celestial pops up in Eternals, and then is just like not mentioned by almost like any MCU.
We also, like but we don't know Eternals' place in a timeline, do we?
We do. I think it's. Oh, Luis was saying something. Luis, you're muted. Yeah.
Sorry, I said I think we do. I don't think it's. I'd have to go back and kind of verify exactly where.
If I remember correctly, I think it's post Endgame.
It is for sure because they mentioned the blip.
It's definitely post Endgame.
I think it's
like. Hold on, I'm gonna pull it back up. I had it on the screen when you mentioned it.
It would have to be pre. It would have to be pre the Marvels because I feel like Carol would have something to say about that, or literally anyone in that movie.
But yeah, that. I don't know. I feel like that's a nitpick.
But it's just
set
like,
about
there's like a connectivity between like a.
I was just saying it's set about like 6 to 8 months from Endgame, post Endgame. So all the shit that happens in there happens like 6 months after Sam has already become Captain America via Steve. All the events of the other shows start playing out. So
the only reason why it felt like it was a little bit disconnected for me is because I felt like Adamantium gets like this really rushed presentation before Harrison Ford gets shot at, and it's set up as this big thing. And then it kind of just takes a back seat the entirety of the rest of the movie because it feels like it was being set up to be like a major plot device, but then it feels kind of forgotten. And then also, speaking of forgotten, I honestly have forgotten the character's name again. It's Shabah or something. What the fuck is it? The
Ruth Sabra is what he's trying to say.
Sabra, yeah. Sabra, the character who is
her name is Ruth Batsaraf.
Sabra is a character that doesn't really matter within the actual Marvel continuity. Her biggest claim to fame is an arc where the Incredible Hulk makes her realize that bombing Palestinian children is bad. And when the Hulk has to tell you that destroying something is bad, you've definitely fucked up. But that's her entire contribution to like Marvel history. That and being like a Mossad agent, and it's big fuck. Yeah,
Hulk said,
it's
no smash, and she said, "Oh my gosh, I should not be killing these people."
Are you telling me?
Politics aside, and kind of like what's going on in the world aside, it's like her character just was inconsequential. It did not deserve to be there. You could have made it
every single
anybody.
Time, literally every single time she's on screen, it's literally.
What they should have done was put Yelena in this film.
Yes,
because it would have made sense having.
They already showed Bucky.
Yep. And
they already showed Bucky for one. For two, there would be the government in because you have what's her name? Contessa.
Val.
You have Contessa, so you could also have that segue over there, right? And then you would also have a reason for her to not only be around the president because she's defended by the Thunderbolts.
Y'all are too fan-pilled. That's too many callbacks to other previous movies.
But it would make more sense than new character who does nothing.
It literally could have been anybody else. The black actress who was one of the Secret Service agents for Harrison Ford. They could have made her character Ruth, like give her role and just have her be the inside out.
Have Sam's friend be the ex Black Widow.
Exactly. Misty Knight. Bring Misty Knight back.
Sure, yeah, anything.
It's just every single time she's on screen, she's just doing something that could not be currently done by Sam or Joaquin because they're doing something else. That is her only reason. She has a scene of her actually being useful when she's walking down this metal gated hallway with Isaiah as he's going towards solitary, and then they don't even put her in the actual Sabra suit. They have her wearing it under a leather jacket, and it's like quarter zipped, and like you look at it and you're supposed to be like, hey, that's the thing from the thing. And then everybody claps. Yippee.
Everybody.
She's just so useless, dude. I don't know why the fuck she's there, dude. What is her job?
Oh, I know why.
We all know why.
We know why, but we're not gonna say it.
I'm not gonna say it.
Anyway.
But what I will say, and action wise, and everything else is really great. I like the chemistry between Joaquin and Sam. They're just fun to watch.
Thank you for mentioning Joaquin, because what I will say is we need more Danny Ramirez, bro. I said this shit back in 2020 when Top Gun Maverick. No, my fault. 2022 when Top Gun Maverick came out, bro. I said we need more Danny Ramirez, and they were gonna put him in that funky ass movie, the Joaquin Phoenix. Thank God he didn't do it.
No, that would have been a great. He would have gotten probably an Oscar nom.
No, we need to put him in. Go ahead and sprinkle him in the Odyssey. You already know they're adding everybody in that motherfucker. I got my invite last week. I'm in there. No, we do need more Danny Ramirez. He's a phenomenal actor. He's one of the new rising young faces of Hollywood, and it's good to see more diverse castings across major franchises. We need
equitable of them.
Yeah,
very inclusive.
Very diverse, very diversity heavy, equitable, and inclusionary of them.
No, it's just good to have. I don't know, man. It just made me so happy to see him. He was underutilized in Top Gun Maverick. He was in there just to be like this for like half the movie, like looking around in the cockpit, bro. We need more Danny. That's all I gotta say. I
agree. I think he's great. I think Danny Ramirez is a pretty great actor. I really like him. I think he's really charming. I think he has great like screen presence. I don't think he's given an awful lot to do in this movie, and that's not his fault. I just think his character was poorly written, and they needed to give Cap a sidekick, and Falcon is obviously the one to do it. And I think, you know, and I mean, that's why he was out of commission for like the last act of the movie, because they're like, well, we don't know what to do with him anymore. And we need to give this stakes, I guess. So we'll hurt Danny. They're like, we'll hurt Joaquin and get him out of commission for a second, and then now the stakes are higher because Cap's on his own. He's got to fight the Hulk, and it's like, okay, it's fucking dumb. But agreed. Like like you said, I mean, not to beat this fucking drum over and over again, but as a Mexican American man, seeing Danny Ramirez up there.
Oh, you're Mexican,
and I know, hard to tell because of my Bass Pro Shop hat. But it's like, it's very nice and reassuring and kind of exciting to see an actor like Danny who's not bad, who's really good and who I really like, because he seems like he has a bright future ahead of him. So I hope keep getting that Marvel bag, put him in more shit, put him in everything. I'm Team Danny.
Wait, 100%. I agree that they tabled Danny, but I just realized you ever notice like every Captain America movie has a scene of somebody looking at an operation?
What's the first one?
I think it's every
surgical operation.
I think it's like every single movie except for the first one, because you have Civil War where Rhodey's getting his shit fucking fixed for his legs, right?
Because he got his back blown out.
You have Nick Fury's fake death in Winter Soldier, and then you have this with Joaquin. I don't know if there's one in the first one. I'd have to go back and watch
surgery
it.
didn't exist in the 40s.
They support gin on niggas and be like, tough it out.
Here's figure it out. Coca-Cola, go nuts.
They didn't even have penicillin. They had
Coke in their soda.
Yeah,
the good old days.
But I do overall think this is a pretty good movie.
It's an all
and
right.
I think it's an all right. You know, if you need to kill about 2 hours, which by the way, 2 hours, it's not bad.
Stop. We're not gonna act like that was long. We're not gonna act like that was long.
No. I'm saying 2 hours, as in I'm surprised by that, because it didn't feel like 2 hours. It feels like the pace staggers sometimes, but it doesn't slow down. If that makes sense.
It trips a little bit, but it recovers fast enough.
Yeah, because that's when you start to see those reshoots show through a little bit. But then it picks back up and it gets more consistent. You're like,
Yeah, like there's a couple scenes. There's a couple scenes where you're like, oh, this was clearly added in a reshoot.
Yeah,
you know, they really
like
him talking to the leader, like in that random ass courtyard. I was like, that's a reshoot.
Yeah, exactly.
That's not real.
When he gets arrested,
I'm glad they didn't go like they didn't do the whole
when they exploded Demolition Man's heart.
Shit.
That was late game for sure.
Yep. Also, let's talk about that real quick. Wasted characters. Demolition Man, Copperhead.
Were we going to see Demolition Man ever?
Who gives a fuck about Demolition Man? We're not doing this.
Who but like four other dudes know who Demolition Man is?
Here's the point I'm making. If you're going to include a character and you're just going to turn him into some random military goon that just shows up for 5 minutes, just create some new shit. Sam Johnson, Lieutenant Sam Johnson of the Army, some shit like that.
Marine
basic
Corps.
Ass name, basic ass position. No one's gonna care. If you create somebody, if you use somebody who's a character in the actual whatever, the comics, the shows, whatever, people are gonna be upset. clearly on Twitter they think this is like an affront to comics that Demolition Man was in there for like 2 seconds, got his heart blown up by the leader, and then it was just a whatever. You know,
no one cares
just
that
do
much
some
about
shit.
Demolition Man.
I don't care.
All
I'm
3
fans
fans of Demolition Man are weeping right now.
I said, oh, cool. That's a cool detail. I immediately moved on because he died right after I realized.
I didn't notice it. I didn't give a fuck.
I didn't even clock that he was
Demolition
Man until
old nigga in the church fight.
They should have brought back the best villain the MCU's ever seen, Sharon Stone's power broker, for this movie.
Yeah, it would have made more sense.
Some real talent.
Before we move on, or before we finish or continue go on to the next part, I just want to mention Harrison Ford. I've read some reviews and watched some people that I really like talk about Harrison Ford, and they're talking about how he was phoning it in. I disagree. I think he was. This is
Harrison Ford having a good time.
Yeah, it seemed like he was having a good time. It seemed to me like he was taking it.
Yeah,
I mean, he wasn't phoning it in. Like he was acting, bro.
He looked like he wasn't in a Star Wars movie. Like he was genuinely happy.
No, he was enjoying himself. Yeah,
we've seen him phone it in. We've seen Indiana Jones 5.
I've seen A New Hope.
Indiana Jones,
that newest Star Wars is.
The same thing happened to me.
The most recent Indiana Jones film versus this performance, you can tell there's a difference. It's like he cared. Something about him dialed in for this film. I don't know what it is, but he dialed in. His performance, that too. His performance as Ross was great.
It's
obviously
incredible.
It's unfortunate that we didn't get to see William Hurt perform this level of Ross, because we built up with him from 2008 till when he passed in 2020. And I was like, I'm excited to see. I knew Red Hulk would come eventually, but I didn't know when. I was excited to see him play that role. However, Harrison does a good job of taking over from that and filling his shoes, because Harrison's a phenomenal actor. He's a great actor. He does well about doing angry scenes. Obviously, he as you can tell in this movie.
Yeah.
I think
that was him.
I think that we won't see him again because he's older. Yeah, it's real. That wasn't CGI. That was real. He just did that.
And he's in the raft.
They got him locked up for real. Free my man's. # free Harrison.
Also, what was the scene for y'all where you like locked in on Harrison Ford as Ross? Like, were you like, did you have a set moment, or did you just kind of go into
the first scene where he's
because I know my
Ross.
exact moment was where he was talking to Sam about why he enlisted Stern's help and like how he was dying. Like when he went on that speech
at the end of the movie.
I was almost near the end. It's like the second to
He's
last
talking about
end.
when they were in the Indian Ocean.
In the Japanese dogfight. When they're at the Japanese dogfight near Celestial Island, when they're doing that one. When he's giving that speech about how he was afraid to die, not because like he didn't feel like he accomplished enough with his life, or whatever, but because he can't die knowing that his daughter hates him and sees him as a monster.
Yeah,
like that whole speech, I was like, yo, is this still a Marvel movie, right? Like I'm not bullshitting, right? Like this is good. Like holy fuck, he's eating the scenery right now.
Yeah, because a good performer can sell corny, cheesy writing like that. You know?
Yeah, it's incredible how well he was doing. I was impressed every time.
I really liked him that part in the submarine where he's talking to Stern on the phone, and he told him what's going on, and he's like almost about to turn or whatever in that submarine. I thought that was really great. I was like, oh yeah, Harrison's in his motherfucking bag.
My biggest critique of this film is the fact that they threw Red Hulk. Actually, y'all are both wrong. It was a destroyer.
Oh, my bad. Not a submarine. My bad.
You're gay and you suck and you're gay.
Not my fault. I was locked in during Top Gun Maverick in 2022.
Fucking whatever. God damn.
What is that?
Stop mentioning that movie.
Listen, man.
Dude. Oh my god.
Let me tell y'all something. Speaking of 2022, I was wrong. William Hurt did not pass in 2020. It was 2022. My apologies. I just remembered.
He died so Top Gun could live.
Hey yo, no.
If Full Metal Alchemist rules the law of equivalent exchange.
Thank you, Mr. Hurt.
Thank you for your sacrifice.
Yeah, Matt appreciates it.
Rest in power. Oh no.
I ain't say that.
Oh, I was gonna say, I think
I ain't say that.
they how cool would it have been if they had not ruined the Red Hulk reveal in the trailer?
Would have been so great.
It would have been really good.
It would have been so great because
if
probably
they had
wouldn't have.
saved-
It wouldn't have had
if
as
they had
big a
saved
opening weekend, but it would have been really cool.
You don't think so?
They should have not done
Maybe
that in the
not.
marketing, bro. Imagine,
I find
imagine watching that movie Raw for the first time, and he does that whole scene where his
Raw is
eyes
crazy.
are turning red. Where his eyes are turning red for a little bit, a second. You know how crazy the studio, the theater would have been. Niggas would have been like, "Oh shit!" The guy
Also,
next to me
isn't it-
today was like, "Oh," and I was like,
Yeah.
See,
Someone
I've seen
cheered
this movie twice
because they
already.
saw Bucky and said, "Hell yeah!" Can you imagine if the Red Hulk had been a surprise? It would have been incredible.
Bro, deadass. While I was watching it, I saw Bucky. First off, worst hair I've ever seen Bucky have. Jesus
Disagree.
Christ, I don't know what that cut is.
It's good.
I don't know.
What are you talking about?
I did. It was like a swept to the side emo cut. I wasn't fucking with it.
awesome.
I wasn't.
It looks better
was
than what he
fucking
looks
with it.
in
That's
the
what he does.
Thunderbolts.
It looks better than his bob cut.
Agreed.
I'm not a fan of the Harvey from Suits Bob either.
Okay.
But this I wasn't a fan
let's
of.
focus on not what gets you hard about these characters.
But aside from what stimulates my erections related to Marvel characters,
Jesus Christ.
there was a point in this movie where while I was watching it where I had a thought, and it was the same thing that Gerardo was saying about how the Red Hulk could have been kept like a secret, and then niggas would have been like, oh, the Red Hulk.
They would have freaked the
But
fuck
the
out.
thing that they kept secret that I did not know was in this movie until I watched it was the leader. I was like, why is the
it wasn't in the trailers. Like I knew because of a stupid poster from like a year or two ago.
We had that big forehead.
I kind of forgot.
He wasn't in the trailer,
just
the back of his head.
But I didn't know. I didn't like watch any deep dives on the trailers because I wasn't like super hyped for this movie. I was just like, oh, another Marvel thing coming out. I guess I'll watch it for the pod episode. And I was watching the movie and I was like, man, why is the leader like the most unsatisfying mystery? But if the Red Hulk thing was kept a secret, I would have lost my fucking mind. I would have been like,
Also, they should never have changed the design of the leader. Luis and I talked about this briefly a couple days ago. The design where he had that big head, big forehead.
He looked great.
Design,
and he had his goatee.
The phrenology.
I don't like how short his head is. I don't like it. It bums me out.
It's not right.
It
seems like a half measure.
Dislike it. I don't dislike the current design. I get where they're going because of the whole, leaving the gamma, increasing the gamma dosage in his body over the years. It makes sense, but I'm like, nah, they should have stuck with the OG design, bro. Give him that big forehead. Give him that Easter Island head.
You know what would have also made him pretty cool, bro? If they put this nigga in orange. Every time I saw him in these muted ass jumpsuits, I was like, just put him in some fucking citrus. You goddamn cowards. Put him in the orange. Put him in the thing.
They have to keep it based in realism, AZ.
There's a realism fighting a red 8-foot Victor Wembanyama.
He could have been in a prison jumpsuit. I mean, what do you mean? Isaiah Bradley was in one.
Yeah. They had Isaiah Bradley wearing a more
they could have made that nigga wear a t-shirt, a polo shirt, some shit like that,
something like I just feel there's a couple of missed opportunities in this movie that they that are definitely a victim of the reshoots. Also, Sam dies twice in this movie and it's just never brought up, and I find that funny.
When is that?
He gets stabbed like 3 times by Giancarlo Esposito, including pulling a axe out of his ribs and a knife out of his chest. And I was like, oh, he's got Kevlar. And then I looked and I was like, no, that's blood. That's definitely a knife.
It was explained. They said he had Kevlar weave t-shirt, bro. Just because you ain't got swag like that, bro, don't mean you gotta hate.
He stays strapped.
Okay. And then the second thing,
don't be saying shit you don't know about. This is Mark. This is Mark Scorsese directing Megalopolis all over again.
All right. First off, how dare you insult me to that caliber? I have never displayed that level of incompetence.
Yes, you did. You said that Martin Scorsese directed Megalopolis.
It's literally on video.
Everybody, go watch our Megalopolis video from
roll the
October.
call me the CIA because that shit did not happen anymore.
I got VFX
Anymore is
footage.
crazy.
But
raw
the second part, the second death of Sam Wilson comes at the very end when he's fighting the Hulk and he gets his vibranium wings charged up with like maximum kinetic energy, kind of like how Black Panther's suit works, like the exact same technology, right? And he gets like 3 of 5 Hulk punches, including like a giant metal beam thrown at him, and he fucking just deflects it with the wings, right? And then they get so like charged up with this with the energy of vibrations. This thing that can absorb all vibration is so charged that it's shaking violently. And
not vibration, kinetic energy. That's kind of the whole point. It takes kinetic energy and then transforms it into potential energy, and then you get this blast of kinetic energy
woke
back.
science he's talking about.
Whatever. I actually thought that worked. I actually did think
no. It did work. But it launched back a Hulk. He's a human being. He's fucking super.
You thought him surviving the 14 kiloton bomb he blew up right in front of him?
Yeah. The one that launched back a Hulk.
Yes. He absorbed the kinetic energy of the Hulk and then basically threw it back at him like tenfold or whatever. And he's covered.
The explosion was a circle, stupid.
But he's covered covered himself in the wings and the shield.
No,
he was
which
he
are
had one
vibranium,
wing and his head was uncovered. He had one wing and his head was uncovered.
That's what they think about. In a movie,
should have died, and the real Captain America Bucky should have came out.
In a movie where we have a red fucking Hulk, I hate when motherfuckers nitpick shit like that, bro. That's so goddamn annoying. In a Marvel movie where we have a red giant fucking man beast who fucking transforms and can jump miles at a time.
Let's get Ryan Gosling in talks for Black Panther.
I'm not holding it as a point against the
MCU.
It's not a point against the movie. It's not anything that I view as like an actual negative, like a negative thing. I just found it funny how the whole movie they're like, he's not a super soldier. He's a regular everyday.
But
man.
he's doing like irregular
human
shit.
Yeah. And then he gets
he did have a broken
Moab
arm
detonated right in front of but it's a Moab going off in his face, dog. He's fucking super, bro.
For our listeners, a Moab is from Bloom's
mother of all bombs.
The big bomb.
Balloon's tower defense, yes.
But aside from everything, I think this is it's worth a watch. It's worth a watch. I wouldn't really necessarily say see it twice, but it's a good time.
Fuck you. See it twice, see it 3 times. Bro, buy the merch. You niggas are not locked in like me. You see this right here? Big Sam.
Where's the shield?
Like the
cheap ass.
Oh, hold on. I got the shield. I got two. I got 2 shields. It's in the storage right now because we still haven't unpacked it. But I got footage. Bro, you want to see? Bro, I'm telling you, I got pictures of me with the shield, bro. Y'all not playing with
Don't play with him.
I'm the real Black and American. Let's talk our pros and cons real quick before I pull up this picture. What are y'all's pros for this film?
We just discussed.
It was fun.
That's what we just did.
Right. That is kind of what we just. No, we were kind of having a conversation.
Not enough white people in this movie.
Oh my god,
Captain America, black.
This is not the month for that. This is not the month for that.
He's a captain, not a blackton. I tell you,
he is a black. He is a black. He is a black thing.
That's crazy.
No. Pro, there's a black Captain America. I love that. Fuck racist people. They can suck my booty.
From the back.
Booty.
Bucky's hair looks good.
Yeah.
Pro, Danny Ramirez. I know it's thick.
Thick and uncut. Thick and uncut.
I'm not assuming.
Christ.
What else?
No.
They gave Isaiah Bradley a chance to act. He was acting. I like
Carl Lumley was great.
Mm-hmm. He was great.
My goat.
Another pro. Red Hulk looks fucking cool. I don't care. Yeah, it's gimmicky. Yeah, it's unnecessary. It's fun. That's all I need in a Marvel movie.
Not as unnecessary as Ruth Bat-Sarah.
Yeah, that's a con right there.
The biggest con.
Shoehorn ass fucking character.
Yeah, I repeated a lot of the same things that others said. Yeah, it was fun. I liked most of the performances for the most part. I was engaged and intrigued for the most part. And yeah, it's definitely not the worst or top 5 worst MCU movies I've seen. Not even close. So that in and of itself, like I said, makes me excited for the future of the MCU. Because like we said, if this is the worst MCU movie we get this year, then I think we're in good hands. Cons, obviously,
Ruth.
They who shall not be named, Ruth. There's one scene. I think for the most part, the CGI looks really good. Looks pretty good, except for one scene where he's giving a speech to the Red Hulk post fight in the not rosebuds in the fucking
cherry blossom.
The cherry blossom. Yeah, and
I don't know flowers, bro. I'm not a botanist.
It looks horrific. It looks like so fake, so CGI, so green screen. It looks like obviously an inserted reshoot. And that was the only time where I was kind of like, ugh, this looks really ugly. And it kind of took me out of it.
Did y'all see Betty Ross at the end of the movie?
I laughed.
Awesome. Okay, hold on. And this is gonna be my other.
I laughed.
This is gonna be my other con. My other con was the post-credit scene, which I think felt incredibly shoehorned in. It was really unnecessary. Felt really out of. It just did not fit the tone of what we were going for. It just felt weird coming from such a relatively small, grounded and smaller stakes movie to them being like, but remember, it's part of this huge multiverse. And it's just like, shut
You've been in a lot of wars, Captain. But what if the next one was secret? That was the original draft.
The next one was secret.
He looks in the camera and he's like, "You've made a brave new world, Captain. Let's hope your world is ready for battle." And then there's like a guitar and like everybody claps.
You should have been like, y'all. You saved the world so many times, Captain, but how can you calculate stopping your own doom? You turn around. The Avengers.
RDJ says, "I'm back."
He said, "Reed Richards."
It's like, you must love
days. You must face your doom.
How much do you love your world, Captain? 3,000, and then it
then it cuts to black. It cuts to black, and it says Captain America will return in Doomsday.
It did say that. Well, it did say
in Doomsday.
I think what's a good way to tweak that ending scene. It's a better way to do that.
Just not.
How they had they introduced adamantium. They introduced this concept of like inter-country treaty, international treaties. I don't know why you couldn't say
intercountry
treaty.
Yo, new word.
DC has spoken.
New
lingo dropped on Cinestro Court. We're copyrighting that.
Intercountry.
International treaties between nations. And I thought because of the adamantium and everything, the post-credit scene was going to be something like, we're doing a lot more diplomatic relations between countries. We got this one going between our CIA and Canada. We're calling it Weapon X, like something like that. I thought that was the direction they were going. They were going to do the X-Men sting.
No, dude. But actually,
they already did an X-Men sting. Why aren't they doing more?
We forgot to actually mention that. I think the whole adamantium kind of thing was very weak and kind of what's it called?
It was cool.
I thought it was deflating and very kind of like disappointing. I didn't think it was exciting or cool or interesting. Yeah, they're just like, and so actually there's adamantium on here now. And what if they were fighting over adamantium? And and it's just kind of like, come on, bro. Y'all did not have to mention this here. Like, I get it, fine, whatever. I just wish it kind of had more what's it called? More of a more weight to it. I don't know. I wish it mattered more because it didn't.
The way they could have gone about it would have been like, we've discovered some new element that we're trying to identify in the celestial found in the Indian Ocean. We're partnering with the rest of the world to figure it out. Blah blah blah. Canada is the first one to get it. They fucking inject a random 5'3" nigga with mutant abilities with it, and now boom, we got Wolverine, and it makes sense.
Yeah.
What do I know? Speaking of having the shield, niggas was trying to play with me. I got the shield.
Oh,
that doesn't look like the new one.
Looks Photoshop. Looks Photoshop.
That looks like it's Photoshop. All right. That says Photoshop. Check the box, bitch.
That could be. You could have got from the internet.
Yo, why does it say Getty Images in the corner?
Yeah,
it's Getty Images.
Fake news.
We getting to the Avengers, bro.
We're getting into. What would we rate this? Oh, go.
Okay. the chemistry between the two main leads is pretty good.
Agreed.
Even for the limited amount of time
Black
Joaquin's in there. He's great with
Mexican
Anthony Mackie.
alliance.
Yeah, genuinely. This is
Look at AZ, me, AZ,
yeah.
and Luis and Gerardo right now.
Yeah.
Doing more for race relations than this movie.
Yeah, this podcast is essentially the entire general audience you will see in a theater for this movie. I shit you not. But it's really great, man. And I like how it feels black without feeling pandery black. Like that weird kind of like written by white people kind of black.
Because it was written by black people.
Because you feel like really the whole thing?
Yeah, for the most part.
All okay. Because you said it was like 40 writers. I was like, damn, what's the ratio on that? Like
I'm probably exaggerating. That's obviously hyperbole, but
okay. All right, but I think that it feels very natural with like just the blackness of it, like especially between the interactions of like not even just between like Anthony Mackie, Sam, and other black people, but also as well you have like interactions between like him, Joaquin, and Isaiah when they're on that little limo. It just feels like what I've actually seen of my black friends and my Hispanic friends hanging out together. Like it feels so natural and so authentic.
Mm-hmm.
The action in it's really well shot, and even though the pacing stumbles, it gets there.
The dogfight at
the Celestial Island. Beautiful.
Incredible.
It is fucking he slices a fucking plane with a wing, dude. It's so goddamn cool.
Badass.
That
beautiful.
shit was so sick.
Sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt you.
Sick. I was stood up.
Yeah. In terms of cons, Sabra doesn't need to be in this movie. That's a big con. That's a big. She doesn't hurt it, but she also doesn't help it. It's kind of like putting like a decorative window on a submarine. It's like, yeah, you can. What's the fucking point?
Let's get the fishes.
Yeah, I guess. Except those fish actually move on screen. But yeah, that's a pretty big con for me. Another con, the adamantium subplot is nothing. It is like Luis was saying, it does not go anywhere. It is made simply to facilitate the world building. It's mostly flavor text, but they also build it up like a plot device, so it feels like they don't know what the objective.
It feels more important than it ends up being.
Yeah, it feels much more important than it ends up being. And then I would think like my last con is just like, okay, the Hulk stuff is cool, and the stuff with Ross and like his character arc is neat, but the ending scene where they brought back original Betty and they're like, hey, you remember this?
Remember her?
You remember her? I'm gonna be honest, I forgot she was even a part of this movie multiple times, and then when she came back, I thought it was so random and funny that I laughed. It wasn't effective for me. Yeah, I know. She's on the phone with them in the office, the Oval Office. She's like on the phone with them, and then like she's actually like seen in person at the end of the movie, and I was just like, okay. And then the ending, that post credit scene is also bullshit, but we already touched on that. But that's all my cons.
One more thing before we move on and kind of wrap things up. I do want to say that I think I'm one of the few people who liked the fact that there was kind of a Hulk sequel, Incredible Hulk sequel. I'm a big fan of that movie, and although I would have much rather have had a legitimate Incredible Hulk sequel, I liked I think the elements that they added to this Captain America movie that make it a Hulk movie, I think are pretty cool and interesting, and although not executed perfectly, I don't know. I like seeing the leader. I like seeing where that went, even though I think it was incredibly disappointing. I like the fact that they brought Betty back, even though it was only for 2 fucking minutes, and they could have done much more with her. I like the Red Hulk stuff, even though I think it was stupid and kind of led to nowhere and was kind of like pointless at the end. Like, it wasn't perfect or executed perfectly, but I don't know. I think they were just kind of like, okay, let's get this shit over with, wrap this fucking plot holes up, wrap this shit up, and now we can move on. And I think, whatever, like it's fine, and it could have been worse, but yeah.
You're right. Bring back Brett Ratner. Have him direct.
Stop! You always say this. You keep saying this.
I think he can do it.
I don't. I doubt it.
What are y'all's
right.
pros?
It should be Sean Levy.
Cons? Oh God, kill me!
Sean Levy.
Please kill me. Absolutely,
Sean
fucking
Levy.
not.
And let Ryan Gosling and Sean Levy write it.
Please no.
Outshallah. Outshallah.
I'll kill myself.
He's gonna tell Dr. Doom, don't let this man cook.
He's gonna say that in the movie.
Yeah, that movie's dated as fuck, and it came out last year. It's wild.
What? It was written like 4 years ago.
Deadpool and Wolverine.
I promise you, they wrote that shit day of.
Deadpool and
30 minutes before a rolling of cameras.
Have you done your pros and cons yet, Matt? Or should we rate it?
I already gave my cons.
Okay.
We're giving it a rating.
You already know.
Let's rate it. Let's rate it.
I'll go
Very
first.
pros right
My
now.
cons
6
are
out of 10.
My cons are we need more black people. We need more black
more?
people. We're missing.
You said it like that's a problem.
More.
We need more.
More of them. God damn.
No, hear me out.
What is this? A whack hand?
In a world where Rhodey exists, where
Yeah.
yeah. Black
He wants
it up.
he wants a she wants
We
help.
gave you a
Wants help
month
scene,
and the
but with
White
all the
House.
black
What
actors.
more do you want?
Let me speak on it. Where's Rhodey, Misty Knight, Luke Cage, Riri Williams? We need obviously
We're getting that. Trust me, we're getting that.
Where are the
Honestly, just
niggas,
the
bro?
black people outside of what?
Where are the niggas?
Like there are some, bro, but we barely.
Where Blade? Where is Blade? Mahershala is turning
that's not happening.
The cutting room floor. That's where.
That's not happening, brother.
62 by the time
Blades and Rivals, brother. That's where he's at.
Blades and Rivals.
Yeah, I'm in there.
That's where he's staying.
They're gonna cast. Matter of fact, today's the day my agenda starts. Cast me at Blade. Since they stole Green Lantern from me and gave it to Aaron Pierre, light skinned ass, give it to me. Give me Blade. I
agree.
Do it,
I approve.
Wesley Snipes, please give me your blessing, bro. I need that more than anything. I don't care about water, food, nothing. Let me be Blade. Anyways, my pros are that we finally have Sam being the forefront versus being a background character for a majority of a film. He's leading this film. He's clearly, Anthony Mackie clearly shows he knows how to handle leading an Avengers film, leading a Marvel film, leading this franchise. I'm excited to see where things go, leading the remaining of the MCU. Obviously, he's going to be the team leader for the Avengers going into Doomsday and Secret Wars, etc.
Why would it be him?
He's Captain America.
Captain America.
Not my Captain America.
Territory.
Black in America.
Not my Black in America.
You see what happened when they let the white man lead? Half the population got snapped.
Endgame
Half the
happened.
population got snapped.
Actually,
we had to
not
come
even
back.
Not even just one white man, 2 white men. And what did their hatred of each other do?
The world
divided the world.
Literally.
And cost black lives. That's the price we pay for the white violence.
Tell them.
Marvel, it costs more than just black lives.
What's up? Struggle is up.
Oh, you're saying
oppression
is up.
Oppression
is up.
Oppression is up.
My name is Haba. Ooh.
Salami, eggs, and bacon.
This is my type of Avengers logo.
I do find it bad hilarious.
I do find it when Sam locks in.
I do find it bad hilarious that I was like, yeah, that's what happened when the snap happened. You know, it cost black lives, and then Louise hit the wasn't just black lives,
not
bro.
Just
all lives, bro. Just all lives matter. The snap.
You know, honestly, I was joking, obviously, but that would happen. That would happen in that world.
People I know, but people
would be like, well, we lost all kinds of lives.
Yeah,
we lost all people.
Now I'm thinking about it. That's a hilarious concept.
That's
so
black people.
Funny. Does anyone feel like more of Detroit got snapped than LA? I just feel like that's a little weird.
Pain.
Right. You had some more cons, Matt?
Nah, that's all
Pros?
I got.
Ratings.
I'm good. Let's do our ratings real quick. What are our ratings, gang?
I gave it a 6. You gave it a 6.
6.
You gave it a 6?
6.
Yeah.
Would you give it AZ?
It's fine. 6 isn't bad. That's
I forgot. I gave it a 7. 6.5 earlier, but I think I'm gonna go more for a 7 because I enjoyed a lot of what it introduced to the MCU. Whether or not those plot lines are followed, specifically the adamantium thing, anyone's guess. But I do like what it's done for the world building of the MCU because I can see there's like other things that are cooking.
Nice.
And I thought it was all serviceable and really well shot, action wise, and everything. Pretty good.
Nice. I'll give it a 7.
Yeah.
I thought it was pretty middle of the pack. Not terrible. Obviously not terrible, but not incredible.
It's above average.
I thought it was above average. I liked it. I thought it was pretty good. 7.
Yeah.
Matthew, the 10.
I'll give it 2 Top Gun Mavericks out of 1.
Mr. Matthew, what do you say?
Bro's rubbing his hands like Birdman.
Oh my God,
I already went.
He went.
I said
he
3/5 of the 5.
3/5?
3/5.
3/5 of 5 stars.
So he gave it 3/5, and I ain't gonna compromise.
That's a great idea.
What
kind
in
of
the
great
Mason
compromise?
Dixon line, bro?
In the Mason-Dixon line.
Oh my God,
That's crazy, bro.
Shut up,
I
Papa.
gave
Come
it.
on.
You're
I
welcome.
gave it a 7.5 to an 8. 7.5 to an 8. It would be a solid 8 to 10, ranging from depending on certain things.
If it was
Like,
good,
obviously,
if it was better.
if you know, if it wasn't, if it wasn't four films in one, it would be, it would be a solid 9. If they stuck with one storyline, it'd be a 9.5. You know what I'm saying? If they're like, oh, they got more into the whole espionage thing. If they went with the whole secret shadow government shit, they should have gone deep into that, but they didn't. Also, what party is Ross in? Anyways, we'll discuss that later.
He's a Republican for sure.
But yeah,
He's
could
a
have been
libertarian.
9.5.
Libertarian.
Gotta be.
He wouldn't be in office if he was a libertarian.
No, he wouldn't. Well,
Green Party. Green for general.
He was
He
wearing.
wouldn't do green.
His colors were all blue.
If
He hates green.
They were all
blue.
blue.
He's
not a
bashing the
Democrat, though.
podium.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
there's no way he's a Democrat. Are you fucking kidding me? General Ross?
Yo, Ross with the hot goss. He's an ally. Oh
He
shit.
was trying to
He is
show he
not a-
changed.
LGBT icon General Thunderbolt Ross.
By lying?
LGBT and a T
Yeah,
for
that's what they do.
Thunderbolt.
General
GT
Thaddeus
stands-
Thundercock Ross.
Yeah, the GT and LGBT stands for
That's a
General
rap.
Thunderbolt.
Thunderbolt.
Figure out.
General Thunderbolt. Nice.
Thunderbolt.
Yeah.
We
I don't
need
know
to
what the
tweet
L
that
and the
for
B
somebody
are,
else, though.
but we can go from there.
You'd love to see it.
L and the B for let's get banner.
LGBT. Yeah.
Let's get banner, Thaddeus.
What the fuck? All right, guys. That was it.
I think
I found all my
What are you
Marvel
gonna say?
pictures.
What are you gonna say?
This is me in the theater. I was turned up off that Super Soldier Serum live footage. I was like
my
this.
God.
He drove home, by the way.
Not Matt saying all
Nah.
black people look the same.
I flew home. I had the wings. Red Bull gave me wings. I felt like Captain America for real.
They're calling
Wing,
fentanyl these days.
wings of desire.
Well,
It's so lit.
Well, speaking of wings, if you guys like other things, how about you take your own wings and you fly on over to Backstage OL?
Nah,
That was good.
Right.
That was
Nah,
good. Keep going. Yo,
You
keep
fly
going. Keep going.
it over to Backstage OL for all the latest Hollywood hot goss. They're like us, except more competent. They have all the latest Hollywood news, interviews, behind the scenes. They got a whole bunch of specialty projects going over there. They've
Actual
also
journalism.
stolen actual journalism, not what we do, where we briefly talk about shit in a Twitter group chat and then record it. There's a lot more tact behind it, and it's truly beautiful. Our very own David works with them, and they got some great things going on over there. So we've heard. So go ahead and check them out
So
for
we've
yourself.
heard.
We've also seen. Also,
I like
while you're
that.
checking things out, go ahead and check me out. That's right, me. This guy, Tari Singo, at youtube.com/Tari Singo. Pretty much only YouTube. I'm going to not be streaming for a while, at least until I get a better computer, because currently mine is screaming. But I
Well, that's
will be dropping a
crazy
video tomorrow.
because
Honestly,
the banner has the Twitch login, the Twitch
it
website.
does. It does.
the
It
Twitch
does.
link.
It's spelled the same.
The
Spelled the
streams
same.
will be back. I'm more than likely gonna stream again when Human Torch and Thing drop for Marvel Rivals, so be
Let's
on the lookout for
go.
that. But
Bang.
otherwise, other than that, you check my YouTube channel where I'll be dropping a very long video tomorrow, either in the afternoon or the morning, depends which time I decide to wake up from my drunken stupor. But I've been working on this video for months, and I will, honest to God, drop it tomorrow, or I will be struck down by Shenron himself. And I think
you praise
by
the wrong
Conchu.
God.
Yeah, the moon's gonna haunt me.
The moon.
So yeah.
Anyway,
but
Stop interrupting.
much like the moon cast the shadow of night upon the sky, I'm casting an ending upon this episode. That was a bad segue, but that's going to do it for this amazing episode of Cinestro Court. Thank you all so much for watching or listening or having this on in the background while you ignore your kids for 5 to 10 minutes at a time. We appreciate you so much. Listen to us on Spotify, Apple Music, Pandora, if that piece of shit is still around, YouTube, everywhere you can find us. We are on all socials at Cinestro Corp, because we legally cannot own the letter S, and that's it. That's
until we get that shit back.
Tune in next week where we watch a thing, consume alcohol, and tell you that it was pretty okay.